And for more on the COVID-19 response in Ogun State, we're joined by the Commissioner for Health in the state, Dr. Tomi Koka. She joins us via Zoom this evening. It's great to have you on the program, Commissioner. Well, the state is arguably ground zero for COVID-19 in Nigeria, and that's both for the index case and vaccines delivery. But let's talk about this mass vaccination campaign, which you started at the beginning of this month. What's your assessment of the impact so far? That's when you compare that with what was happening before November the 1st.
Thank you very much for having me this evening. The mass vaccination has taken off quite well. The people are engaging. As of date, we've vaccinated about 500,000 Ogun State citizens, but that's from the March vaccination, the first phase. But since the 1st of November, when we started the mass vaccination, we're actually peaking about 16,000 doses, people being vaccinated every day. So in another week, we expect to be vaccinating about 30,000, and this is only just from about 209 vaccination sites. As you said, we have a lot more vaccination sites, and we are starting to open up more vaccination sites. But we've been targeted at our approach. We started with the tertiary institutions, where we know that young people congregate 18 and above, and we have achieved that, and we moved on to the markets. We're moving into the multi-parks, mosques and churches, all simultaneously. And at the same time, our original vaccination sites, which are the PHCs and the secondary facilities, the tertiary centers, they continue to vaccinate. We now have a mandatory directive that anybody attending a general outpatient must be vaccinated or show evidence of being vaccinated. So it's picking up, and we hope to achieve our 2 million before the 25th of December.
And that brings me to my next question. So NPHCDA says, vaccination, according to NPHCDA, vaccination figures for November the 22nd shows that 45,000 have gotten the first jab, as well 168,000 have been fully vaccinated. So that leaves you with a target of over 1.5 million people in just over a month, bearing in mind that it took the state about 8 months, as you referenced, to vaccinate just about 500,000 people. So really, how will you achieve that?
Well, the first phase was very controlled in that we only got about 32,000 doses. So we could only use the amount of vaccines that we got. But recently in the mass vaccination, we've got about 342,000. We have 200,000 doses out in the 20 local governments, and we have 60,000 only left in the store, which is going to be moved out tomorrow to targeted areas. Today, we had a meeting with the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. And as you know, Ogun State is the manufacturing hub of Nigeria. So some companies have up to 5,000 staff. So by the time we do a lot of these industries, will be racking up a lot of numbers. So we're optimistic. We'll see how it goes, because I don't think we have a choice. If we look at the trend in Europe, I think we need to do our best. And even if we'll fall short of the 2 million, I don't think we'll be too far away from it.
You know what they say, if you aim for the stars, you land between the moon and stuff like that. But regarding vaccination, how much of vaccines do you have in the state? If you have a target of, 2 million, 1.5 million, just how much vaccines do you have available?
Currently, we have 260,000 doses available.
Oh dear, just when we were getting to the meat of the matter, but we'll try to reconnect with the Commissioner for Health in Ogun State, Dr. Tomi Koka. She gives us an insight into how the state plans to achieve that target of reaching just about 2 million people vaccinated in the next couple of weeks. Not to forget that the holiday season is approaching, but let's try to reconnect with Dr. Tomi Koka now. Dr. Koka, if you're there, could you just land on your point? Dr. Coker, we lost you for a moment there, but thankfully we have you back. So please, you can go on that point you were making about just the number of vaccines you have in the state.
I said we have a total of 260,000 doses, and we anticipate that we'll exhaust those by next Tuesday. Because we are careful not to have expired doses, so they are given to us in tranches. So the next tranche should be coming up next weekend, beginning of next week. So as we exhaust it, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency will give us some more.
The point is that you will get as much as 1.5 million doses to meet that target in the period that you set.
Absolutely, because the MPHCDA has received a large consignment, I think about 40-something million doses of vaccines have been given to Nigeria between now and December. And what we have, 2 million, is just a fraction of what they've taken delivery of. So I have no doubt that we'll have enough vaccines to meet our demand.
Okay, so the governor has said that access to public spaces will be restricted to only those who have been vaccinated. That's talking about the secretariat, markets, taxis, motorcycles, and the rest. Is the government still going through with this mandate?
Absolutely. His Excellency is very, very adamant about that. Currently, the tertiary institution students have been told that they will not be able to take their exams if they cannot show evidence of having been vaccinated. They can't gain entrance into the exam halls. So a lot of the tertiary institution students are busy getting vaccinated. And I think this is the way to go, because it's a matter of the safety of the people, the citizenry, and we cannot be selfish. And we have been able to demystify a lot of the misinformation. And we've been moving from one mass vaccination site to another. Yesterday, I was in the market in Lafayette. Tomorrow, we're going to a market in Otta, just to sensitize people, create awareness, communicate with them efficiently, engage our traditional rulers, our religious leaders, and go to the mega churches camps just to enlighten people on the importance that we have to achieve this 40% vaccination rate.
Let me just squeeze this in quickly, Dr. Coker, we're out of time. So talking about this mobile vaccination, how does the state plan to keep track? Because I imagine if it's mobile, it moves from one place to the other. So how are you keeping track? If we could do that in about 30 seconds or less.
So it's all, the whole process is digitized. So we have tablets and we have recorders with tablets. And wherever you are, you have data and you can record who you've vaccinated.
All right. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Dr. Tomi Coker, the Commissioner for Health in Ogun State. She's been talking about this mass vaccination campaign which the state started on November the 1st. Thank you so much for your time, and we wish you the very best.